We are continuing our PPR edition of the KUSI News at 5, and we're taking you out to Point Loma High School, where we find Paul Rudy. Hey, Paul.
Happy Friday to you, Alan and Sandra. Thank you very much. This is, as you mentioned, the 5 p.m. edition of the Prep Pigskin Report. It's brought to you by the Bill Howe family of companies. Why? Because they know how. It takes a village to put this show together, including one villager to my left. His name is Grossman, Bert Grossman. Bert, I think you have an introduction to make. You have someone to your left.
Coach Hastings, head coach, longtime head coach of Point Loma. I have a couple questions for you.
Sure.
Homecoming tonight.
Absolutely.
Usually the school of thought is you get an easy opponent. You have
Right.
a 4-0 opponent.
Right.
You have Madison, Lincoln, Saints Cathedral after this. Is this a must-win?
We don't like to make things easy, do we?
Not at all.
No, but you know what? We know our league's always going to be tough, so we have to play tough opponents. Tonight's no different. UC's going to be a formidable opponent. They're going to bring it. They got great receiver, good quarterback, and good surrounding cast. So we look forward to the challenge tonight, and then we look forward to what next week brings in for the next 4 weeks after that. The Western League, which we consider the best league in all of San Diego.
We're looking at some practice video here, Coach. Mark Ziegler was in the studio yesterday, the guy from the UT, columnist from the UT. He wrote a pretty interesting article on the declining participation numbers in the sport of football. And I think what he made an interesting point is everyone's talking about it now, but this has been going on for a few years now. How concerned are you?
You know, we are concerned because at some point you got to say, hey, when does it stop and at what cost? Because so many kids right now are choosing not to play tackle football. You have a lot of choices. There's NFL flag now. You got other sports. But so far, so good. We've been able to still field all 3 of our teams, but we've seen about a 15% decline this past year, for sure. So it is very concerning.
You have an interesting kid here. Everybody talks about JL, but there's Wes Windmiller.
Yes, Wes.
Wide receiver and defensive end, and seems to always get to the quarterback. That's a strange combination.
Physical kid, guy that just believes in the program. He's been a part for 4 years. Got his opportunity in the playoffs as a sophomore, made the most of it. And now senior year, he's doing it again. He's just making plays all over the field. And more than anything, he just loves being a part of who we are and what we do every week.
And it shows on film.
Mike, before we go, can we throw up the graphic of the big pig on campus, Coach? I have yet to make my hog hunch as to who's going to have the best game tonight. Could you tell me, just at least on your side of the ball, who's going to get the ball more, Christian or JL?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I got to go with the senior, JL Skinner, tonight.
All right, so that's where I'm going to make my hog hunch. I don't know if that qualifies as insider trading information, but if it is, then I'll disqualify my vote. Just a quick reminder, folks, highlights from this game is what our 10:45 show is going to be all about. The first and 15, we're going to spend 15 minutes on the game of the week, Pointers and Centurions, and then the granddaddy of them all, the 11 p.m. Prep Pigskin Report. You can watch on KUSI TV or online like the kids do at KUSI.com. That's it for now. I send it over to Mark Mathis.